We're going to have a few tunes now from Aly and Phil. And this drunk up the back shouted, Aly and Phil are rubbish.
No, that was not it.
Well, no, it didn't say rubbish. He actually said shite, but we're not again. Right, we'll go again, right? And he shouted from the back, Aly and Phil are shite. And the fella said, nevertheless.
That's good. That's good, Jude. Yeah.
We normally find that we've never both been really nervous at the same time, and there's always one person to pull the other one up, and it's kind of important. But we've been dead lucky with that. I mean, in 12 years that we've been doing these tours, we've never hit a night where we were both in a state of panic.
Jeez, Phil, stop it, will you?
Over the last 12 years, Aly and I have played pretty much across the globe, but the annual Aly Bain and Phil Cunningham Scottish Tour has become an expected and fun part of our year.
You're ready to walk through? Yeah, it's the lights.
Thank you very much. How are you doing?
Fine, how are you?
Grand, thanks. Well, we're going to kick off with a couple of tunes. Surprise, surprise. The first one is called Stella's Trip to Kamloops.
We don't know who Stella was, or...
We're going to start off with a tune called...
First one is called Stella's Trip. Stella's Trip to Kamloops.
Stella's Trip to Kamloops. It's called Stella's Trip to Kamloops. We neither know who Stella is. We neither know what Stella is.
Who Stella was, or what Kamloops is.
We're going to start off
Where Kamloops is. And we also came to the realisation that we don't really care.
Are you nervous?
No.
One, two, three.
I think they enjoy entertaining people, and I think it comes out from them, and it tells people that we've to enjoy it, and we do enjoy it.
Their instruments seem to talk. They've got this sort of magic charisma about them, which is just unreal.
So how many times have you seen Phil and Aly perform?
Oh, loads and loads of time, because Phil's my son. So I've seen Phil perform from about the age of 4. Right.
So he started young, did he?
He did, yeah. Started everything.
I was doing some programmes for STV at the time. What was it, Aly Bain and Friends or something like that?
I think so.
And
it was a pilot for Aly Bain and Friends, was the first one.
Yeah, and
Mary Black and Dick Dawson.
yeah, and I needed someone I could work with that could just do the music, and Phil came to mind right away. And after we did maybe 8 of them, I think we decided we would go on the road and for fun, really. And we just went around the islands, Skye and Barra, and really in little village halls, and which we enjoy doing. And we did that for 4 or 5 years before we really expanded.
And it kind of took on a life of its own, and it's grown into what it is. And it's really varied, because we'll play 400 or 500 people in a marquee, which is all it can hold. We'll play in Shetland, we get 1,000 in one hall, but then the next night you consider it a sellout, even though there's only 280 people there. But it's all that the population can offer. This is us on our first day, Stornoway. Make your way to Stornoway. This is Tuesday the 3rd of August. And that's the only way that we can tell where we are on the planet at any given moment, as we arrive in the town and we look at the poster. Excellent. For the jigs. And then the French-Canadian reels at 5, but...
No, we weren't doing that. We changed that.
Move on to 6, which was Bonaparte. So it's just something to put in at 6.
This is it. Join the professionals.
Yeah, the concert actually starts in 15 minutes.
Starts in 15 minutes and then sitting there scribbling on bits of paper.
A lot of our sources of tunes, like people like Fergie MacDonald, he's such a character, he's so funny. And we tell stories about Fergie on stage. And in fact, we've had requests not only for other tunes, but for stories. I'll go and tell the story you told last year.
A couple of jigs. The first one by a really good pal of ours called Fergie MacDonald. I'm sure you're all familiar with Fergie.
Oh, dear.
Thank you. Thank you. Very much indeed. I had a great new Fergieism the other day. Apparently, he was playing at a... For those of you who don't know who Fergie is, he's a great accordion player. He's a great character. He's a hotelier. He's a clay pigeon shot. He's a deer stalker. He's a museum owner. What's that? A curator. He's everything that you could ever imagine. Someone said he was multifaceted, even to look at. But
I'm just not sure about his cooking.
no, his cooking's suspect. He deep fries everything. Poached salmon is deep fried. And if you say to him, that's no poached, he says, yes, it is. I can assure you. Apparently, recently, he was playing at a dance and he picked up his accordion and he was wearing his kilt and he put it on his knee and he pulled it back towards him and he was unaware that the strap of the accordion had clicked over the front of his kilt and drew it back, and his manhood, yes, was visible to all during the Highland Scottish, and of course he was tapping his foot and it's going back and forward. And this nice old lady decided that she would lean up onto the stage and let Fergie know what was happening. And she leant up, she says, Fergie, do you know your willy's hanging out? Fergie said, no, is it a Phil Cunningham tune? God bless Fergie MacDonald. Listen, I'll tell you what, just for the telly, right? All shout hello Fergie after 3, right? And wave. Wave at the camera and shout. 1, 2, 3. Hello Fergie!
That's only half the sauce. That's only half the ingredients. See, you actually cook this curry. You actually cook this curry in 2 halves. It's a vindaloo, and
how many of these do you need?
I need about all of these.
It looks like rat droppings.
And it's not. It's cardamom and very nice indeed.
Yeah, I remember doing this once before. We're actually in Aly's house today in Edinburgh, and we always try to make a curry when we have a day off. Aly is probably one of the finest Indian chefs not to come from India.
So we're playing in Cafe Graffiti tonight, which is the big church up at London Street roundabout there, and we're playing at 9 o'clock. It's a bit like playing in Shetland and a bit like playing in Inverness for Fiddle. There's a lot of people there, you know, and you want to make sure that you play good.
Yeah, we have more than one hometown each, you see, because Aly's originally from Shetland. I live in Inverness, so Inverness is home for me, Shetland is home for Aly, and so is Edinburgh for us both. So we have three nerve-wracking gigs that we can do.
And we're delighted to welcome Phil Cunningham and Aly Bain.
In 1997, I got a wee surprise in the form of 2 heart attacks in a 6-month period. There was a hilarious thing happened with my heart attack, actually, when I was sitting in the house and I was reading through all this stuff, you know, in the wee bits of paper that comes with your pills to tell you the side effects. And I was reading through it and all the possible side effects, and they said, oh, dizziness. I says, well, I've got that. It says forgetfulness. I says, have I got that? I can't mind. Then right at the very bottom it said on one of them, men may grow breasts. What? And I wasn't sure, was it a warning or was it giving me permission? Men may grow breasts.
I was quite looking forward to it, actually.
And the doctor had already told me I had acute angina.
When you have something like a heart attack, you know, like when you growing up in Scotland, when people have heart attacks, it's kind of like your granny has a heart attack. It's a big, you know, everybody freaks out. And when you have one yourself, you can't believe it, and you worry, you know, how long are you going to last? And it's genetic. What does that mean? You don't understand a lot of it. And I thought a lot about what was going on in my life, and I thought a lot about how long my life would last. And I wish that I'd had this kind of warning or this wake-up call. I wish I'd had it 20 years ago. But having said that, I'm happy that I've had it now, and the next 20 years are going to be a completely different thing.
This is a very important part of our life on the road. Very important part of our life. 61 holes, twice around. Good game of crib. Aly and I well sorted out, and the tournament may begin this evening.
Blair Tourism Association, may I welcome you to Blair Castle Ballroom. We took a risk, hoping to fill the castle, and we've done it, so I hope it will be an annual thing. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Aly Bain and Phil Cunningham.
Thanks very much. What I want to know is who's Tom and who's Jack. We'll play a slow air now that I wrote about 2 or 3 years ago. I can't recall exactly, but I wrote it in Beaufort Castle. I was at a charity dinner in aid of a leper hospital in India. And I'd taken along a couple of CDs and a tune book for the raffle to kind of go into the general pot. And when I got there, I realised that a lot of people there were business people who were handing over hundreds and thousands of pounds. And my 2 CDs and my tune book were looking a little bit on the weak side. So I had to do something kind of on an urgent basis. So I wrote this tune on the back of a napkin and then auctioned off the right to name it. And a gentleman bought it for his wife, Sarah. So it's called Mary's Song. Only kidding.
So,
Okay.
where are we now then?
Well, that's a wee secret.
Oh, I see. That means I'll never find it again.
No, I'll never get back here again.
There wasn't much, to do in Shetland, so I mean, you either played cards or you played the fiddle. And there was lots of fiddle players, and I always loved the sound of it. So I took it up when I was about, like 11 or 12. It's a country thing, in a way. And I always associate, fiddle playing with country places and characters and people, and it's not like a business. I mean, I never intended to, to play music for a living, and that just happened by a kind of mistake. Well, the fact that if I'd lived in my father's generation, I couldn't have done that. It's a kind of a new opportunity. I used to be a joiner, and some of the guys I worked with were master craftsmen. They were really good at what they did, and I just happened to be good at music. I mean, I wasn't much of a joiner, but I just think it's the way you are. It's the way you're born. I don't think you can learn anything like that. I think it's in your genes, or you're born with it. I mean, you can learn the technical side of it, but you can't learn the emotional side of it. And I think to play music, you have to be quite an emotional person. And Phil's certainly a very emotional person, even though he fools around a lot.
I think maybe we do have a collective soul. I never thought about it. But yes, I think occasionally we will. I mean, when we're playing a slow air together, for instance, occasionally you'll hang on a long note and you'll leave a little pause before you start back into the next phrase. We never discuss that. We never ever discuss it. It just happens on the night. And I think that's where the collective soul happens. It's just an understanding of how the other person is feeling about the tune at that particular time, because it's never the same gap. There's always a wee difference every night. Yeah, that's it.
Did you ever fall out?
Very rarely, and it's always over really stupid stuff. But I mean, I've always maintained that I would forgive Aly anything just once I've heard him playing 3 or 4 tunes on the fiddle, or 3 or 4 notes on the fiddle. But he has the ability to melt my heart. And I would rather you cut that all out. You'll live off it for ages.
But it's a beautiful tune. I mean, he wrote it on a napkin, which really annoys me. You can do things like that. Sitting there at dinner and writing tune on a napkin. Drives me mad.
Aha. Request for Phil Cunningham and Aly Bain. Please, could you play a request for
Margaret's Waltz and Danny Boy. Thank you. If we don't do Danny Boy, we might do Margaret's Waltz.
I'm not playing Danny Boy, that's it. Margaret's Waltz.
Dear Phil and Aly, would you ever get naughty?
Can you please play Margaret's Waltz for Mrs. Margaret MacDonald and her sister Mrs. Mary Sheen? Thank you.
You know that Margaret's Waltz is amazing. It was like, I wasn't going to put that on my album, and And Billy Connolly was up in Shetland at the time, and he came along to the recording thing, and I was playing it for him, and he said, you have to put that on the album. And but for him, I wouldn't have put it on the album, because I thought it was a bit sort of mushy. But it's the nearest thing to a hit I've ever played.
Would you ever go back to Shetland to live?
No, I don't think so. I go back and stay a lot, but I don't think you can ever go back anywhere. I think your home is where your kids are. No, but I'll go back a lot and fish and that. And if I went back there, it would be like, you know, like joining a ship I'd left years before, but a nice ship. Since my mother and father died, I don't have the same feel to go back as I used to. But all my friends are still there. You know, all the people I went to school with, and you know, Violet, you know, plays the piano, and Drew, and I have a sister there as well. So it's nice to go back and see them. But I think the Shetland concert this year in the Cunningham it's the one that always bothers me, because I don't like the place to play in, because it's a sports centre in it. But it was full up, and it was a great night. Am I right?
No. We went out to buy a loaf of bread at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we never got home until 11:15 at night, because people stop him every 5 feet on the street, you know. Oh, Aly, I mind the time when you did that. We were out there considering putting a bag over his head to lead him through the streets, you know.
Dr. Aly Bain, MBE. Shut up.
Well,
that's us.
Here we are again.
Aye, Brodie Castle for the God knows how many times we've played.
I think it's the fourth time.
Fourth time, yeah. They've shifted the marquee from where they normally have it.
Yeah, it's over there behind us.
We should go and rustle somebody up and get some soup, the obligatory tea and scones, and then we'll do a sound check.
Righty-ho.
Cool. You're in my way.
This is the biggest dressing room we've ever had.
It's a big dressing room.
And there's not even a chair in it. I mean, look at this. This is phenomenal, isn't it? Mine.
In this kind of dressing room, you kind of half expect to be in here with livestock. I'm feeling hell of a nervous and very stiff about this whole... It's really nice that what you're playing. It's really relaxing. I find this kind of noise that Aly makes all the time before you go in, I find it really relaxing. It helps him to relax, but it puts me on edge.
I'm not edgy. Yeah, what's it the one that really likes his hair? Oh no.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for coming here. It's nice to see so many of you, and they don't need any introduction, so I'd like you now to give a very warm welcome to Aly Bain and Fiddle Cunningham.
Did I tell you about Fergie coming home, having been in Fort William, and reading a book called The Joys of Sex? And he came home and he said to his wife Maureen, he said, Mo, I've been up in Fort William and reading a book called The Joy of Sex, Mo. And I found a great new position called the wheelbarrow, Mo. Maureen said, the wheelbarrow, Fergie. He says, what the hell's that? Well, Mo, remember at school, I would hold you by the ankles and you would go along on your hands. Well, it's like that, Mo. She says, right, Fergie, we'll try it on 2 conditions. She said, 1, if it hurts my back, I want to stop right away. Fair enough, Mo. She said, and secondly, I don't want to go past my mother. Okay, another musical interlude. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I have a tape of Fergie counting his band in, and he does it in Gaelic. In, ga, 3. Okay, and they all start at different times. Bang, bang, bang. And you hear Fergie in the background saying, well, shit. One, two, three.
I wish it was poker I was playing.
Oh, I love you. I don't believe that.
Immediately. 6. 12 for 2. 4 is 10, plus a pair is 12.
It's a bloody cheat, isn't it?
Come on, pussy. Here, what's this? What's this?
I hate him, Ken.
You don't hate me, you love me, really.
How could you win with a guy like that? I try my best, honestly, to have done all my life, and he's been cheating me for years, I know it.
Who looks after the money, the takings?
Me.